Not that long ago, and relatively close by, Cam and Miles started a podcast. They named that podcast Fantasy Wickets with Miles and Cam.
All right, back to the task here. How are you going to build your team
If I
today?
now this is not just traditional single quarterback,
No, PPR single quarterback.
PPR single quarterback.
Start
16 team league.
Oh God.
Oh, not 16 player.
Okay.
16 player.
Okay.
So I depends on where I'm going. If you have the 101,
Well, we're talking redraft or dynasty.
redraft.
Okay.
Redraft.
Yep,
We're
okay.
talking redraft.
Okay. Yep. Let's do it.
We've done enough dynasty talk.
Okay. I like it.
Yep. We're back into normal. And dynasties for the freaks.
Yeah.
For the real fantasy degenerates. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the dreams late at night. This is fantasy football degenerates.
Yeah.
So we're just, yes, this is for redraft leagues. If you've got the 101, I think you have to take Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I think you do. Jefferson, if he's got so much consistency, but McCaffrey, when he is rolling, he's so good. But if you're playing PPR, you need to take a receiver. Receivers give you more stability. And I just read an article about zero running back, and the PPR wide receivers give you a more stable floor, and you get that floor, whereas those top running backs, one of them's going to get hurt inevitably. If you have your top 10 running backs from last year, 5 of them will be back in there and 5 of them will be out.
Yep.
They'll be hurt. They'll be gone.
Yep.
They'll be dust. Running backs age so quick. The average running back career in the NFL is 2.3 seasons.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
No. And that's why I approach our dynasty drafts. I draft these young running backs and I try and flip them for established receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a slow way to build your team, because we were transitioning, and the NFL has transitioned that way too.
Yep.
And they're getting paid less, the running backs are, and they're using them and abusing them and kicking them to the corner, which sucks for those players.
Do they get paid less than the punters?
I doubt it.
That's
I think running backs.
that's a trivia question right there, right? Wonder if Farmer Joe would probably know that one.
Farmer Joe.
Yeah, he'd know.
Pardon me.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. No. So anyway, I think if we were to start a draft right now, and I was picking, say, in the 5, just in the middle.
Yep. Okay.
I'm picking receiver, or maybe receiver. If Kelsey may be there in the middle of the second.
No way.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
take casual draft, not sharps. The sharps are people that play a lot, so they pay attention. We're not talking about casual. So, but he might be there if he was there in the middle of a second. But if not, I would think I would go wide receiver, and then maybe pick up. No, I think I would go a 4th wide receiver, because we'd play 3 wide receivers and a flex, or 2 flex.
Okay.
And I think I would rather have my 4th wide receiver be in my flex, and then just start taking dart throws at running backs. And they call that the running back dead zone. That's very, in the fantasy industry, that's what they call it now. And it's just a generalized term. There's ambiguity there. You don't know who's going to start. They'll have running backs bring back to back from the same team. It's like Wilson, AHA, and Mostert are probably all going pretty close to each other currently. And with that, you just typically, I'm going to take the younger guy there, but it's hard, because running backs were the marquee players of fantasy football for so many years, and now it's wide receivers.
Yep. It's switched.
Yep. And we are starting
It's switched because of 2 players, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
It was coming around.
But those guys, they shot it to the moon.
Yeah, and Cooper Kupp.
And
Cooper Kupp, before he got hurt, he was just heading toward,
and Tyreek, I guess.
And they were headed, his numbers, Kupp's numbers were headed for the stratosphere.
Yeah.
My wife asked if I could put the cat out. I jumped up. I didn't know he was even on fire. That's been Fantasy Quick Hits with Miles and Cam.